Hey all you canines, welcome to the 100K AMA. You've asked and I shall deliver. Now I'm gonna answer all of your questions from YouTube and Twitter. Lucy Plays, Kelly A asks, I play bass clarinet and have for 4 years. I'm almost a freshman. Should I be in marching band or a keyboard class? That's a good question, and I had to debate the same thing when I was a freshman in high school. I had been taking piano for a few years, but if I was going to take marching band, I couldn't have piano classes anymore because that was going to take up all my free time. I chose marching band, played the saxophone, but I didn't stop playing the piano. I taught myself all that time, and when I got into college, I switched back to the piano. So that's my answer. It's not an either or, but choose one and don't drop the other. Vulcan asks, what programs do you use, and what do you use to make your thumbnails? Okay, so for the thumbnails part, we're gonna answer that first. I use the Adobe Suite package. So for thumbnails, it's Photoshop. For like video editing, it's Premiere and After Effects. But for audio, as you can see behind me, that's Logic Pro X, but I also use Pro Tools 11. I like using Logic for writing MIDI, which is, playing the keyboard, controlling all the instrument sounds. And I like using Pro Tools for mixing and mastering audio and collaborating with other people. It's a lot nicer that way. At least it's more industry standard. As for plugins, I use everything Native Instruments, Komplete Ultimate 10, and Waves Audio Mercury package. It's crazy, but I rent it every month. Ton of mixing and mastering programs. It's great if you want to get into that. Oh, and Spitfire Audio, Albion 2 and 3. Amazing orchestra sounds. Oh my gosh, links below. Frost Attacker asks, what inspired you to do music, and who or what inspired you to become a YouTuber? That's a great question. Okay, so I'm gonna attribute everything going back to piano. Now, I first saw my cousin playing piano when I was a little kid, and I was like, I want to learn to do that. So I started taking piano classes. I think I was 10 when I started piano classes. And then I studied music in college. Once I ended up getting a full ride scholarship for music industry studies. But at the same time, I had applied to become a robotic engineer. I wanted to go to MIT, Columbia University, but ended up getting a better scholarship for music and went towards music. But I do plan to go back to robotics and stuff eventually. And as for what inspired me to become a YouTuber, I've been dabbling on YouTube for a little while as a voice actor because somebody told me I had a weird voice and that was cool. And I was like, dude, that's cool. Yeah, I'll become a voice actor to see what's up. Eventually I got started doing music because at the same time I was studying music, so I wrote some intro themes and stuff. It wasn't until I met a real life YouTuber, I believe it was the Wooden Toaster. And I was like, dude, wow, you can actually get big as yourself doing weird music and stuff. I want to try that, and so that's when I started back in college. Roar the Dancer asks, would you think of doing a song for Night in the Woods? It's the favorite game. Well, that's a good question. As you can see by my Twitter icon, I love Night in the Woods. That was such a good game, and I do plan on doing a song or two for it eventually, very soon. I just need to get some other projects done first. Oh, but in the meantime, go listen to Mando Pony stuff. Oh my gosh. It's so good. His new EP is great. Sadistic Author asks, where do you get inspiration to create new songs? That's a good question. So usually it's by listening to some of my favorite artists. Panic at the Disco, for one, has my heart. Brandon Urie, I model myself or my voice after. He's so good. Oh my gosh. But it's just listening to cool music and good art or good games in itself. Pretty much I don't write a song unless I get really inspired, and if I'm trying to rush out a song, it doesn't always go as planned, because if it's not truly inspired, then I'm not gonna feel happy when I'm writing it, and so I'm not gonna want to finish it, and so it sits in the pile. But the songs that I get really inspired about, those are the ones that get finished faster. Those are the ones that end up doing much better. Sarcastic asks, which FNAF song are you most proud of? I'd say it's between You Can't Hide and Do You Even. With You Can't Hide, I've just never had a song do that well. And it was one of my favorite songs while working, on the Sister Location album, which is still not done. But because it was like my favorite beat of the album, it gave me such a writer's block finishing it. And so when it was like finally done and you guys all liked it, I was like, yes! Oh, it worked! Okay, but Do You Even, I literally wrote that song in 4 days. Like, that's some inspiration right there. It just came to me from start to finish, from instrumental and lyrics and everything. 4 days. Now, the production took another couple of weeks. I even flew out to LA to work with some engineers that I knew from Atlantic Records. It was amazing. Like, that experience of getting that song done was just fantastic. And the sound is one of my favorite sounds of the actual album. Morgan asks, I haven't been on your channel long, but what's your real name? Now, some of you may know me as Jack. Well, Jack is just all my initials put together. It's Jorge Aguilar II, but there's actually a C in there, and that second I make into a K, so it looks like that. Yeah. So my real name is Jorge, but you can call me Jack, because Jorge is kind of a hard name to say. Or CK9C, that's the other name you can call me. Soulless Productions ask, if I had a superpower, which one would it be? I thought about that for a long time. I think mine would be to fly. Like, I kind of have a thing with heights, but I feel like if I have control of like how I'm flying or where I'm flying, I think it'd be much better. I want to fly. Justin Ember Snyder asks, how did I come up with Jack's design? Well, Jack's design has seen a few changes throughout the years, and this latest one was designed by my friend Dexter, and it was back in 2015, 2014? It was way back there. Yeah. Zambus Sutherland asks, hey Jack, will you possibly be making more FNAF songs? Well, if you looked at this video, you'd see I have a couple more still in the mix, so they're coming out. They're just taking their time on the back burner while I finish some other projects. Kyle Paradise YT asks, will you be making a Bendy and the Ink Machine song, and when do you think They'll Keep You Running will be released? Yes, I will be making a Bendy and the Ink Machine song. I have been for a little while. I just laid down some saxophone tracks yesterday. That's going to be pretty fun. They'll Keep You Running will be released maybe in May? MKDP101 asks a few things. What's my favorite TV show? Adventure Time. What's my favorite game? Portal 1 and 2. Will you ever do collabs with other channels? Hopefully, yes. As soon as I can get them to reply. Ellie Layson asked, will you do a Hello Neighbor song? That's a fun question right there, because my Hello Neighbor song that I had been working on turned into Mama Hates You? Yeah, it really did. Like, I was mid-production in this Hello Neighbor song, and then I realized, oh my gosh, this is more of a Tattletale song. So yes, there will be a Hello Neighbor song. I just need to write it. But there will be one. MG Bonnie asked a question that I used to get a lot. Now, will audience animation be continued? No, it won't. I don't own any of the characters, I don't own the animation or anything like that. Nothing to do with me. I just made some music and some voice some characters. But you can check the wiki below for more information on everything about it and the storyline. Okay, The True Terrarian asks, I don't have a Twitter, but can you do more non-game inspired music? Yes, I have a bunch of non-game inspired music in the works and already finished. Some of it's having music videos prepped, some of it's in the works with other people. There's a bunch of other collabs and stuff coming up, some really, hopefully, cool songs that you will enjoy. But yes, there is much more non-video game related music coming, as well as video game related. The Author Strings asks, how long have I been making music? Well, I started piano classes when I was 10. I'm 24 now, so about 14 years. I started actually writing music when I was 13 when I picked up the guitar. By the way, I don't know how to play the guitar. I kind of stopped after 13. It went back to piano and saxophone. The 10th Sabretooth asks, wait, did this guy voice a part in Mama Hates You? I not only voiced all of that, I wrote all of it. That was my brainchild in my whole project. I wanted to have, Elizabeth or someone else voice some parts, but couldn't get anyone in time. Noah, the MLG, asks, do you like jazz? And when did you start making songs? So, I love jazz. I've been studying jazz since 6th grade when I joined my first jazz band, and I've been playing professionally with jazz bands ever since. My last one was with the UIW Cardinal Jazz Band. That was a huge big band full of all these professionals who are retired from like the Airmen of No, I'm sorry. But I love jazz. Jazz influences a lot of my music, and I'm surprised I haven't thrown a saxophone on any of my tracks prior to now. I just threw one on my Benny and the Ink Machine song, so be sure to listen to that. And that's it for the AMA of 100K. Thanks everyone for submitting your questions. We'll do another one at 250,000. That's gonna be fun. Okay, but until then, stay tuned for the next Benny and the Ink Machine song. We got Hello Neighbor song coming up. We've got more Five Nights at Freddy's Sister Location songs coming up, as well as other non-game related music. But until then, everyone, stay chaotic. See you next time.